In today's video, we are looking at high availability hosting for learning management system websites. And I'm going to show you a quick and easy way of setting up an LMS website using WordPress with auto-scaling hosting. So we've done lots of LMS tutorials in the past on the channel. Tutor LMS, LearnPress we've covered before. Today we're going to be using Masterstudy LMS, and there's also a premium one called LearnDash, which is very good as well, which I've covered. I'll link all those in the description, but today we're going to be using Masterstudy, and this is the type of online course LMS website that we're going to be putting together today. So when it comes to auto-scaling WordPress, a very simple and easy to use method is Cloudways Autonomous. I've got a link in the description that will take you to Cloudways Autonomous page if you want to check it out here. But this is a quick way of getting set up with an auto-scaling WordPress host. Auto-scaling technology plays a critical role for hosting an LMS website, and Cloudways Autonomous has a lot of benefits for educators running these types of sites. So let's have a look at some of the features. LMS websites are typically prone to traffic spikes, particularly around enrollment periods, assignment periods, and when new modules are released. These are critical times for online educators to have their site up and running smoothly. And with conventional web hosting, you are limited in your resources, but with auto-scaling, you can actually scale up to meet the demand when a spike occurs in server load. This diagram here does a pretty good job of illustrating how the system works from the user through to the database and file system here. So first up, you'll notice Cloudflare Enterprise is right up front here. This ensures consistent performance across diverse geographic locations. And Cloudflare Enterprise also comes with excellent security. So that's really important for maintaining data integrity in an educational setting. Next, it goes through the global load balancer. So Nginx decides how much load is coming onto your server, and then the Kubernetes cluster here will decide how many CPUs, how much RAM you need. So you never have to worry about having the right number of CPUs or RAM. It's going to be automatically controlled, completely hands-free, and you're never going to have to think about the server size because it's all going to be autonomous. So when you're running an LMS, this is a nice way of ensuring that seamless course delivery and user experience. So even if this does look a little complex, the point is that this is advanced technology with true auto-scaling that is provided in a simple way. I'll show you exactly what I mean if we go through the sign-up process here. Signing up is obviously very simple. Just fill in the form, use that code idea spot to get some extra discount, and agree to the terms and go ahead and start. Once you're all signed up and logged into your dashboard, this is what it will look like. We're going to set up an autonomous application here. So head over to the side menu here. We can see Cloudways Autonomous, My Applications. So I'm going to name this application WordPress Masterstudy LMS. Select the region. I'm going to go with South Carolina, but just choose something closest to your audience here and make sure WordPress is selected here and go ahead and add the application. Here it is setting up our server. So it's going to take about 3 minutes to do this. So I'll come back in a second when this is finished. It looks like it's all done. Let's check out our application here. First thing I really wanted to show you is under performance here. So straight out of the box, you can see you've got Object Cache Pro already enabled. That's integrated with WordPress. That gives you server-side caching, speeding up WordPress significantly, particularly for LMS websites. You've also got full page caching and your content delivery network through Cloudflare here, automatically enabled. That is going to help secure your website with that Cloudflare Enterprise security. You've got DDoS protection and web application firewall running through there. And this is really going to protect your website in an educational setting. And if you're new to web hosting or if you run into any trouble, they do have tech support right here on the sidebar. You can send them a message at any time. Now, they do have a 90-second average response time and 95% customer satisfaction rating through here as well. So that's pretty impressive. So if you need support, that's right here with all plans included. And if you're running some really high-end setups, you can actually upgrade your support plan as well. That will give you customized server configurations. And at the premium end, you can actually get your own 24/7 private support channel and phone support as well at the high end. So I haven't needed to use any of these. The standard support has always been really good from my experience. So this is included for free with all plans. So very nice. So let's get started setting up our LMS site. First thing you'll notice is you have a temporary domain here. We can actually change that to a custom domain. I'll do that straight away. So head to Overview here and head to Domain Management. And you can put your own domain name in here. For this example, I'm going to use IdeaSpot Online. And we can go ahead and add that one on. And we will need to add some CNAME records to our DNS manager to get this to work. So for my domain, let's open this and we'll see that we need to point CNAME records at and point them to secure cloudwaysites.com. Same with www. We need to point that to secure cloudwaysites.com. So we'll need to head over to our DNS manager. In my case, I'm using Namecheap for my domain where I bought my domain earlier. So under your domain list for Namecheap, under advanced DNS is where you find your DNS manager. Now it'll vary depending on where you are, such as GoDaddy or somewhere else, but you just need to find your DNS manager and add those records in. So I'm going to add that CNAME record. It's really just two CNAMEs here. The first one is points to secure cloudwaysites.com. Tick that one in, add another one there. Again, that's a CNAME record. www, same thing, secure cloudwaysites.com. Add that one on. That looks all good. And heading back to Cloudways, we can close that off here, and it will take a little while. We can refresh this here, and then after a few minutes, our domain will be live. We can use a custom domain with our website. And after a short wait, we can see our domain is now live. We can view the credentials to log into our site here. We've got our username and password that you can copy. We can access the dashboard through the link there, which I'll do now. So it's just a case of copying and pasting your password in there and logging into your dashboard. Now our WordPress hosting is set up. We've got a fresh install of WordPress here. The first thing we can do is head to settings. We need to change the membership to anyone can register so people can join our course through the registration. And while I'm here, I might change the title to IdeaSpot Tutorials. Our tagline can be online course, and we can head down here and save this in here. The thing I'd like to do is just set up my username. At the moment, it's set to my email, so I'm going to edit that one. And I just want to change the nickname. So change it to IdeaSpot. It was set to the email, and I want to display publicly as IdeaSpot. And let's just go ahead and update. All good. The other thing we should do is just check that permalinks are set properly. So settings, permalinks here. And just make sure that we're set to post name. If it's not set to post name, change it to post name and save that in. I'm already on post name, so that looks all good. But that should be set to post name. Now let's install our Master Study plugin. So under plugins, we want to add a new plugin. And if we type Master Study into the search bar, we should find Master Study LMS. We want to install and then activate that one. So we click activate here. And as soon as we activate this and head back to our dashboard or refresh our page, it should trigger the setup wizard. So here we've got the Master Study setup wizard. So for this example, I'm going to be an individual course website. Continue here. Then we can generate our course pages. So that looks all good. Now we've got some layout options, for example, grid or list view, courses per page. We can adjust that, and courses per row. We can adjust that. The one thing I definitely would use is enable guest checkout. So this does streamline the purchase workflow for the user when they want to buy a course. I think that's good to turn that one on. And next step. And there's extra tabbed information you can add to your course page. Now, it just depends on how much you'd like to show with the tabs or how much you'd like to show on the main page. I like to put everything on the main page myself. So I'm going to untick these, but you can leave those on or off depending on your preference. You can easily change this later as well. So I'm going to change it to that. Redirect to checkout. I think this is going to be good to turn that on. Again, it improves your conversions. If someone's shopping for a course, they usually buy one course, head straight to the checkout and go through the checkout process. So turn that one on. Next step. Quiz style. I prefer to have one page, but that's up to you. Next step. Now, if you want to have multiple instructors setting up courses on the page, that's possible with this feature. But in my case, I'm just going to do it as the WordPress admin. So I'm going to leave that one off. And I'm going to finish the setup here. And now from here, we can easily import demo courses or add a new course. It's fairly quick to add a new course. Let's go ahead and show how that works. Now, before we add a new course with this button here, there's a few notices here. So I would turn off the data collection, turn that one off. And we don't need to use Pro, so I'm going to turn that off as well. We're just going to use the free version for this tutorial. It does ask us to install the free Master Study theme. Now, Master Study does work with pretty much any theme. So if you want a good customizable theme, you could use something like Cadence or Bloxy's free theme. But for this example, let's actually try out the Master Study Starter theme. So you can install it straight through here, or you can actually find it as well through the Appearance and Master Study Starter theme there in the Appearance menu. So this will let you view the live demo or start installing the theme. Click Install and let that install. And then we'll get the setup wizard here. So let's go ahead and start. And we can choose Elementor or Gutenberg here. Now, this is really personal preference, which builder you prefer these days. I want to go with Gutenberg. I think I quite prefer the performance benefit you get when you've got Gutenberg. It's a little bit more lightweight, but if you prefer Elementor, that's fine as well. It runs well either way. Let's go ahead and hit next, and it's going to import the demo content for our theme. So let's go ahead and let that run. And then we've got the option to install the child theme, which I'd recommend. Go ahead and install that one. And now we can go ahead and view our website. So as we can see, we've got our plugin installed and our theme and some demo content. So off to a really quick start by using Master Study here. Now let's start setting up a course. So let's go back to our dashboard here. And then under Master Study here, we go to courses. We can see our starter site came with some demo courses. Let's go ahead and add a new one. And it's just a matter of filling out the information here. I've called mine WordPress tutorial. It'll automatically create the URL as WordPress tutorial based on the name. And you can choose a category from one of the existing categories, or you can create a new category like that, which I did for WordPress here. I set mine as beginner, but you've got a few choices there. You can drop an image in here and then click create. Next step is to add a lesson. So I'm going to give the lesson a name. I'll call it WordPress introduction here, add the lesson. So I've got a few different choices of kinds of lessons. It can be text, video. In the Pro version, they have streaming and Zoom and Google Meet. And I think probably the most interesting one is going to be a video lesson. I think that's quite a good choice. So the nice thing here is the plugin supports many different formats of video. You can host them on places like Vimeo, YouTube, external links. You can host them locally as well, embedded from other sources. Lots of choices. I like Vimeo personally for hosting course material. And so they have various free and pro plans at Vimeo. I've got a demonstration video here. I'm going to copy the link and paste it in here. And we can put that in as 1 hour duration, for example. Lesson preview, I'd like to turn that on generally. And don't forget to put in a name for our video lesson up here, WordPress introduction video. And a short description and some lesson content here can be added too. So I've just added some text in here as well, and we can go ahead and create. After clicking create, it'll set your course as a draft. So when you're ready to publish it, let's go ahead and publish there, publish successfully. And there's a few other settings we can look at here as well. So drip. This is only on the Pro version. It allows you to release content to the student gradually throughout the course duration, but that is limited to the Pro version. Under settings, we can change the settings that we set up originally. The other cool feature here is course files. You can actually upload a variety of files to the course as well, so your students can have access to other files during the course. And pricing is an interesting one. So there's two ways to do this. By default, you can do one-time pricing. So we can say have $1 for our course. And the other option, which is quite good, if you add paid membership Pro plugin, this is actually a free plugin, despite saying Pro, you can actually install the paid membership Pro and you can charge like a monthly subscription or yearly subscription to the course. But for this example, let's just do a one-time purchase. So we can just save that in. Other thing here is FAQ. Now we can create an FAQ for our course here so customers can get the answers for frequently asked questions. I'll just put an example question and answer in here and save it. And finally, under notice, here we can add any notices we'd like to add for our students here and save those in as well. Now that we're done, we can go ahead and view the course. So at the moment, our course page is blank. I'll show you how to control what will appear on your course page and customize this to your liking. So in our dashboard, we want to head to MS LMS, and here we've got our settings for Master Study. We head to course here. And for my course, I want to turn on the description and I want to turn on the FAQ. And let's go ahead and save that in. And now when I head back to the course page, I can reload that and we should get our description and our FAQ FAQ here. So we've got our question that we added earlier. We've got our image here. Now, if we want to actually add some text to this, I'll show you how to do that as well. So if we go to edit with Course Builder, and let's go back to the courses here, and we've got our WordPress tutorial there. If we hit edit, that's where we can see our featured image. We can also put some paragraphs of information here and a short excerpt about the course as well. So I might just set it up like that. Cool. All right. And then update. And now our course should have a bit of info there, our picture, our FAQ. When the student is ready to start the course, they can go ahead and start. I'm the admin, so I can get into it automatically, but a regular user would have to go through the checkout to get access. So talking about the checkout, let's go ahead and set up the monetization on here. So back on here under MS LMS, we're going to go to payment methods. So for this example, I'll show you the offline payment, PayPal and Stripe are the options that I'd recommend trying out. So for these, I've just put the offline payment. You could put something like payment by Venmo to your ID or Cash App, something like that is a good way of using the offline payment thing. For PayPal, you need a PayPal business address. I've set up a test PayPal business address here using United States dollars. This is just PayPal Sandbox. You can set it to live when you're ready to go live with a live PayPal business email. And I describe that as pay with PayPal. And for Stripe, you need your Stripe keys. I've put some test keys in here. I've described it as pay with credit card or debit card in US dollars. And once you're ready, save that in. I'll show you how to find these in your account. So for PayPal, you'll need to just put in your PayPal business email address. That's quite easy. If you want to use one of these test sandbox accounts, I'll show you how to do that. So if you head to developerpaypal.com on your dashboard, you can go to testing tools. There's sandbox accounts there. You can create an account. So I've created a business one and a personal one. I'm using the business one for this example. And you'll also notice I've set the account to sandbox rather than live. So you'd switch it to live once you're ready to use a live address. And for Stripe, similarly in your Stripe account, I've set it to test mode here, and I'm using the publishable key. And for the other key, we have created a restricted key using the default settings, and we've pasted these into our master study payment settings here. So once that's saved in, that should give us a few options in our checkout. The other one is wire transfer. You can actually put in just your bank details, display the bank details to your customer, and they can transfer to enroll in the class. Now, with the offline payment, it won't automatically enroll them, but if they're using PayPal or Stripe, it's set up to automatically enroll them as soon as they've paid. I'll show you what I mean. So I've just loaded up the page in an incognito window, haven't logged in. This is what a new customer would potentially see if they came to the website. You can see our WordPress tutorial is here where we can preview the course. Here's our description. Here's our FAQ that we set up earlier. And if they want to get the course for $1 like we did earlier, they can click that. First, they have to sign up. So the user can just enter their own email address and their own password there and hit sign up. And then they can choose their payment method. For example, they could go through the offline payment description there, PayPal or Stripe. So let's actually do the PayPal for this example here, hit purchase, and it's going to redirect to the PayPal checkout. So here the user could go through PayPal or they could pay with their card. So let's do that for this example. I'm going to use a test card for this. So for this example, I'm going to pay as a guest through PayPal. So you just put in the credit card details, address, pay now as guest. I'll show you how to get test credit card. If you want to test PayPal, I'll show you how to do this. Again, at developerpaypal.com under tools, you've got a credit card which I'm using to test this website out. But back on our checkout, let's pay now. And that's done our payment. We can return to the seller. And then the user can start their course. They can also see that they're logged in to the website through the user menu here as well. Back in our dashboard on the admin side, we can see under Master Study LMS, under orders, we can see we've got one order from our test there and it's set to complete. So that is all good. Now for PayPal or Stripe, it will automatically be set to complete. But if they do a offline payment, you actually have to go in here manually and then set the order to complete yourself. To do that, you just go under the order settings here. You can edit, you can change the status under there. So back to our test example, the user can start the course after they've done their payment. Here we can see our video. We can view the video there. They've got access to the course now, and that's all good. Once they've finished doing their lesson, they can hit complete, and that will register them as completing the course in the dashboard as well. So those are the key features you need to sell a course online using Master Study LMS. The rest of this is basically the same as using any other WordPress website. Probably the key things that you'll need to be aware of are the menus and the front end. As always, you can get to your menus through Appearance and Menus. So this is where you can add items to your menu. By default, you've got Home, Courses, and Add Course. I'll show you what I mean. Those are the top menu, and you can add and remove things using this function in your WordPress dashboard. And the front end itself, I've used the Gutenberg version, so I'll show you the experience with that one. If we hit Edit Page here, so this is the standard Gutenberg blocks experience here. For example, the top header row here, we can just change the image if we wanted to change it to something else. Change the text by clicking on it and editing it. We can change the button there that will link. Say if we had one course, rather than linking to the courses page, we could link directly to the course we just made. The next block here is an interesting one because this is a short code that uses a course grid. I'll show you what I mean on the actual page. This is the course grid created through the short code. If you want to edit this kind of grid, you can find that information in your settings under short codes. It's got descriptions for all the different short codes that the plugin has included. So you could edit that to display additional courses in the row, for example, if you wanted to do that, or you could just remove it entirely if you wanted to do as well. So up to you. And the other sections are basically just normal Gutenberg blocks, except for this one here. This is a instructor bio where you can customize this as you like as well. So this is a picture of the instructor. You could change that to a picture of yourself if you wanted to do that. going to change that back to the guy. I think that was the correct image size for this block. And the shortcode has a little bio, a little bit of text there, and it's set to the default instructor, which is IdeaSpot, the default user, when I set up the web page. So I'll show you what I mean here. You can see here it says IdeaSpot, and it's got some bio text here. So you could customize that if you like as well. And then it's got the courses that the teacher has authored. So by default, all the courses are assigned to the administrator. If that's the only user, that will be the ones that appear here. So go ahead and set that up as you want as well. Or if it was just one course, you could just remove this block and just use a standard block to describe the course, which is probably the easier way of doing it as well. But for this exercise, I might just change the bio text here. So I'm just going to delete out that text there and replace it with some other text and hit update and reload this one. And so we can see this was fairly simple to change to our own custom text. And the actual title, you can change that there as well. So where it says Professor of Business Administration, I'd customize that to my own liking as well. So I'll just change that to WordPress instructor and hit update. And you can see as we reload this, we'll get the new text there. So now that we've finished setting up our LMS website, what I want to do now is actually run a load test and make sure that the autoscaling can handle a traffic spike. So what I've done is set up Loader.io with 250 clients over a 1 minute period, hitting the site with random search queries to simulate a traffic spike. So let's go ahead and run this test. All right, as we can see, the test is starting to run here. We can see our response time is averaging under 1 second here. So around 800 milliseconds, and over 1 minute, it's going to tick along here. We're going to get up to 250 clients accessing the site over a 1 minute period. So simulating a traffic spike using Loader.io. And after 1 minute, our test completed, we had an average response of 653 milliseconds. So nearly just half a second average response time, 0% errors. So we can see here, the worst case, there was a short period where it was slightly over 1 second, but on average, around half a second here. So pretty good performance with a traffic spike through Cloudways Autonomous. So in conclusion, we can see Cloudways Autonomous gave us a pretty simple way of setting up auto-scaling on WordPress. And this is actually quite affordable. The plan I was using today was plan number 1 here, $24 a month. You can get that through the description. Don't forget to use the IdeaSpot coupon code for some extra discount, but that'll give you 1 WordPress install. And the plans scale up. They'll give you increased number of WordPress installs. They also give you increased disk space, bandwidth, and traffic allowances as you scale up the plans. But this was all I was using today. So very nice way of setting up an LMS site with auto scaling. Let me know what you think in the comments and if you've got any questions. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.